Hi, I'm Nicole Morris, and today I'm going to show you a few things that you can customize on your AutoCAD P&ID workspace. One of the challenges that we have in P&ID is that when we would like to create custom equipment, it's helpful to have our AutoCAD drawing tools available to us. As you see by default, these AutoCAD drawing tools are not available to me here, so I'm going to add those in as another tab. The other thing that you see is my tool palette keeps flipping into the middle of the screen. I like to save it off to the right and have it docked, but I want it to stay there. So what I'm going to do is come down to my workspace switching tool, and I'll drop down and you'll see that you'll see that P&ID PIP is the active workspace. So I'm going to save this as my own workspace. So save current as. Another thing this allows you to do is by saving your own workspace is it prevents you from editing the defaults out of the box. So if you change anything that doesn't work out right, you can always go back to the original. So this is my custom, and this is the one I'll be using while I'm working on my P&ID. This will only affect me and will not affect anyone else, and I can always use my own. This will now be the active one. And that will already save where my tool palette is. Now I'm going to add my ribbon tab in. So I'm going to go into Customize. You can also get there by typing CUI for Custom User Interface. And this is a list of my current workspaces. And I'm going to highlight my workspace. Over on the right, you see all of the components that have been turned on for my workspace. And these are currently all the ribbons that are available for me. I'm going to choose Customize Workspace, and you'll see that everything here will turn blue. And now I'll come over to the left-hand side. Under the ribbons, there are now check mark boxes in front of each available ribbon for this menu. And I see that Home 2D is my drawing tools. That's the one that I want to turn on. By checking Home 2D, I have Home 2D over here. I can drag it and pull it in. And now I'm going to move it underneath my other one. So by checking the box, it is now one of the available ribbon tabs for my menu, and I'm going to move it to where I want it. Now I can finish here and select Done. And I can go ahead and pick OK. And now you should see I have two home tabs up at the top on the left. It might take a moment to update, but eventually you'll see those. Now, having two home tabs, one with the P&ID menu and one with the drawing tools, this could be a little confusing. So I'm going to actually rename these to make a little more sense to me. So I'm going to come back into my Customize User Interface, and again, CUI is a quick way in. And this time, I'm not going to change my menu. This next change will affect all workspaces, not just my current workspace. So just keep that in mind before you start changing a lot of things here. So I'm going to go to my ribbon tab without going to Customize and go to my tabs. And first I'm going to find my Home P&ID one, and I'm going to add the words for the display text, Home P&ID. I'll come down to my Home 2D one and do the same thing here, Home 2D. And when I hit OK, it'll take a moment and you'll see Home P&ID and Home 2D. And now any user interface that uses one of those tools, like the drafting and annotation, which uses Home 2D, will show up, and now Home 2D will be described there. Any workspaces that use those tabs will now show that new label. So customizing the user interface basically shows which components are off or on. But when I make changes like renaming things or adding to a tool palette or adding to a ribbon, then those changes are going to be for my program on my machine. So hopefully that will help you. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. Thank you and have a great day.